Happy New Year, everybody! I hope you had an absolutely lovely holiday. I can't believe it's already 2022, but New Year, you know what that means? New book recommendations. There are so many amazing stories coming out this year, and those are only the ones I know about, not even the ones that I've yet found for you, and I cannot wait to share all of them during these recommendation videos. It is sort of a curse knowing how publishing works, having to wait for books to come out, knowing why I'm waiting, but still having to wait anyway. It's fine, I'll be patient. But January is already here, thankfully, so let's talk about some books that you won't have to wait very long to check out. The first is The Starless Crown by James Rollins. Look at this beautiful cover. I love it so much. Part fantasy, part apocalypse, this story is about a group of outcasts trying to survive a world that is not ending but evolving. And that hook line alone got me. I was sold. I love it. But the copy also breaks down all of the unique characters that are going to be in the story. It's about a young student who foresees the end of the world and is sentenced to death, a soldier who has to take up a weapon that he is forbidden to use, a drunken prince who is trying to get out of his brother's shadow, and of course a thief who has stolen something that he absolutely should not have touched in the first place. The found family trope is absolutely the best. It's one of my favorites, as you well know if you've watched any of these videos before, and I cannot wait to read this one. It actually came out on Tuesday, so if this sounds as good to you as it does to me, you can already go buy it. Number 2 is The Siren of Sussex by Mimi Matthews. This sounds like an adorable new take on your typical historical romance story. It's about a young woman who knows she's going to fail at the marriage mart, so she decides to dive all into the one thing that she knows she's good at, which is horseback riding. So of course she goes to her local tailor to have these beautiful outfits made while she's horseback riding and falls in love. So will she be able to follow her heart, or will society reign? I wrote that and I realized it was a pun and I loved it even though it's horrible, so I left it in. Especially with the next Bridgerton season about to come out, I am always looking for new and fresh historical romance reads, and this is definitely going on my list for January. Number 3 is Electric Idol by Katee Robert. Now, if you are anywhere on BookTok or just a fan of romance with a little bit extra spice, you have probably heard of Katee Robert. This is the next in her Dark Olympus series, and if it is anything like the others, it is going to be high heat, high drama, high action, and absolutely unputdownable. Her stories do tend to be a bit on the darker side, so if that isn't your jam, this may be one that you want to skip, but if this sounds right up your alley, I would highly recommend this and any other book by Katee Robert. They are a ton of fun. Finally, You Can Run by Rebecca Zanetti. Now, I'm a sucker for most romance subgenres, but if I had to pick just one that I could read for the rest of my life, it would probably be romantic suspense. There's just something about the high stakes and finding love at like the worst opportunity when lives are at stake that gets me every time. I will read every single one, just give them all to me. Rebecca Zanetti has always been a go-to author for me in this genre, although my previous reads with her have been on the paranormal romantic suspense side, so I'm super excited to try this contemporary. This release, You Can Run, sounds more like it throws back to the old Lisa Jacksons, Iris Johansson's, Kay Hoopers that I used to read. I'm getting serious nostalgia vibes and I'm super excited to dive in. This story follows the very special agent Laurel Snow as she hunts serial killers and falls for the former soldier and sniper Huck, and of course getting into all sorts of danger and shenanigans along the way. It is a series, so it's most likely going to be a very slow burn romance and a happily for now at the end of the book, but I am on board and I cannot wait to see these characters grow to be partners and love each other and catch serial killers. You Can Run comes out on the 25th, and you should 100% check it out. What are you reading this January? Did you make reading goals this year? Are you the type to make reading goals? I tried to count my 2021 reads this past year, and it was kind of a mess because I didn't really track them, so I think I'm going to try and track all of the books that I read this year. We'll see how it goes and if I remember to actually write it down. But I'm really excited to do it. So on that note, what should I be adding to my TBR? If you have any recommendations, especially new recommendations that are coming out this month, Comment below and let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel, and then you can know when new videos come out so I can add even more to your TBR. And until next week, keep reading!